We are at the quarter way mark through the season. Let's see how your favorite team's doing. So it's the same dance. You gotta bring it in more.
It's just like, Come on, do it. Spirit fingers from the
Those
inside
aren't
and the
spirit
outside.
fingers. These are spirit fingers.
Fingers.
Now that we've just aged ourselves appropriately, welcome to the Weekend Whistle. I'm Chris, that's Maul. Man, with it being just us hosting Pucked Up last week, trying not to do that intro was like really hard.
I feel like no, it definitely was.
I feel like that's our be serious stuff, and this is our act like morons episode. The girls just happens. Let the boys do their thing for an episode and figure it out.
Let the boys be boys.
Literally.
That's exactly what you get on the Weekend Whistle. And thank you guys for loving what we do and the content we bring here.
Absolutely.
It means a lot to us.
While we get to it, as I am watching the Ducks game currently, yeah, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we actually like hockey.
Weird, right? That's
weird. Yeah, literally watching the Ducks game right now.
I hate this.
You would never know we like hockey.
But like Chris was saying, we are 25% through the 2025-2026 NHL season.
Yeah,
every game up to this point has played at least 20 games.
Yeah, the highest is 26, lowest is 24. 27, I'm sorry. And the Rangers have played 27 games. So have the Bruins.
So we figured for this episode, we're going to do a breakdown and we're going to grade all 32 NHL teams and talk about what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and compare it to their stand-ins in their divisions in the league.
Well, by us grading, we mean we're going to look at ESPN's grades and we're going to see if we agree or disagree.
Exactly. And we also have another Swiss Cheese of the Week for you at the end of the episode. So stick around and see who's getting crowned Cheese of the Week.
Well, sir, if we look at this, this was written, shout out to ESPN and writers Ryan S. Clark and Kristen Shilton for putting this together. What this is a quarter season grade for all 32 teams in the NHL. And I think we'll just, alternate?
Yeah, so we're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way to the bottom. And we're going to talk about the team, how they're doing, what their grade is, and how their stand-ins are, according to NHL.com as of today.
And we'll separate them between obviously the A grade, where they are in the standings, that sort of thing. Yep. Do you want to start with the first one?
Sure. So starting at the top, we have, to no one's surprise, the Colorado Avalanche. Who they lead the NHL in goals per game while also giving up the fewest goals per game. They're generating the most scoring chances per 60-minute shots per 60 and scoring chances per 60 in a 5-on-5 play. They are absolutely dominating full-strength play when they are on the ice. Their defensive structure has made them a top 10 team in terms of the fewest shots allowed per 60 minutes and the fewest high-danger chances per 60 minutes. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to Nathan MacKinnon because he's in position to win his second Hart Trophy. Cale Makar could win his third Norris Trophy, and that could challenge, and he could also challenge MacKinnon for the Hart. So the Avs may be the best team in the NHL, and at their current pace, they could threaten, if not surpass, the Bruins' record of 135 regular season points, which they did in the 2022-2023 regular season. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, they're at, am I reading that right? They're at 103 goals already for the season.
Yeah, they've scored 103.
Holy shit. Yeah, no, they're definitely...
and the next closest teams aren't really even that close.
No, and so this is the reason why the Colorado Avalanche have been given a grade of A+.
I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, go look at their home record. They have not lost in regulation at home. They're 10-0-2.
Yeah.
8-1-4 on the road still. I mean, those over OT losses are still gaining points, but I mean, the only weakness that they have is in a shootout right now. They're 0-3 in the shootout. Other than that,
That's it.
I'm hard pressed to find even their losses are gaining them traction. Like they're getting at least to themselves to overtime in games that they struggle to win in regulation. And even if you lose, that's an extra point. They're still getting a point for losing. So
this is the most disgusting statistic to come out of their line right now. They have a goal differential of plus 48.
48.
That's wild. The
That's
closest team to them is the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Washington Capitals, who are both tied with a goal differential of plus 19.
Yeah.
They are almost 30 fucking points ahead of them.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree with A+. I think that's a perfect grade for the Colorado Avalanche.
Absolutely.
We'll move down the list next, and it's kind of fitting that this is the team that I'm getting to do, because it is in fact the Anaheim Ducks, who right now are in the, if we're going based on league, they would be 8th in the league. They are currently leading their division, tied with LA with 31 points. The things that have gone well, they are doing well with a lot of the new players that they have, and they have the ability to grow young talent with a lot of these players, like Chris Kreider, who has stepped up this season already. Chris Kreider has 14 points in the first 15 games, which is amazing for a guy at his age. And what else is really helping is the fact that the star has finally arrived in Leo Carlsson. Leo is having an unbelievable season. I would say 13 goals, 20 assists is pretty incredible for 24 games. He is on one this season. The things that are going wrong, and I don't even have to read any of this, is goaltending. We struggle with the goaltending when it's not Lucas Dostal. Peter Mrazek, while he is winning games, is giving up goals like they're hotcakes. And now with Dostal being out for 2 to 3 weeks, Ville Husso steps in, and I tell you, he's not exactly doing any favors for anyone. Yes, the Ducks won in overtime the other day with Husso in net, but he also gave up 4 goals. So, you know, the team has looked better this season than they have last year. Exponentially, the growth that we have seen right before our eyes. I mean, 9-3 at home, 6-5-1 on the road. They're 2-0 in shootouts. They have a goal differential of plus 11.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, they had a 7-game win streak at one point this season,
which is fantastic for how the Ducks have been doing the last couple of years.
And considering,
I'm excited to see them doing this.
Considering how the stranglehold on the Pacific has been between Vegas and Edmonton, and if the playoffs were to start today, Edmonton wouldn't even make the playoffs. Neither would the Panthers, which we'll get to them. Like, whatever Quenneville's doing, it's clearly working.
Absolutely it is. And you can see it in their numbers. I mean, they're 2 on this list.
Well, I mean, even in this game that they're playing right now against the Blackhawks, they scored 2 goals in the first minute of the game.
Which is fantastic, because like the
big.
Ducks are a lot like the Leafs. If they can get ahead, they usually stay ahead.
Yeah. I mean, they're great at coming from behind too if they have to, but it's like, yeah, the dramatic change in this team over this season, I don't know what it is, but the quarter way through the year, it's looking really good.
Love to see it, dude.
For that reason, they have been graded with an A. I can't really disagree. I mean, again, the only thing that's hurting them is a little bit of adjustment on the defensive front and better goaltending to back up Dostal. I don't see a problem with this. What do you think?
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with you. I think the Ducks have blown everyone away this season, and I think that if they continue with the rest of the 75% of the season that's left, we're going to see them not in a wild card spot. I don't think they're going to get a wild card spot. They might win the division spot.
Yeah.
Which, dude, come on, tell me how sick that would be.
If we were to say that for the first time since 2017, yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it would be.
You'd never
All right,
get
on to
a
go ahead.
fucking disagreement from me on my team making the playoffs.
Just when it comes to preseason voting, I guess.
I listen. Did you expect this to happen? Because if you say yes, I will completely label you as a liar. Because no one expected this. I expected maybe a wild card shot, but not whatever the fuck is happening in Anaheim right now.
Right. So now we're going to go over to the Dallas Stars, who are third on this list. Dallas Stars, who are currently second in the league.
Yes.
With a record of 16-5-4 with a goal differential of plus 17. The thing that has gone right for them is Glenn Glutzeman. Did I say that right?
Glenn Gulutzan. There we go.
Anyway, Glenn, this is his second stint in charge of the Stars, and it could be defined by perspective. There are some questions on why the Stars are in the bottom 10 in scoring chances. And shots per 60 minute and in high danger scoring chances. But there have also been those who argue that maybe it's just a sign of efficiency. The Stars have been NHL number 2 power play unit, and they are also 10th in goals per game. Now, this is surprising for Dallas Stars because in the offseason, they lost 3 of forwards.
Yeah.
Dagnanoff, Grunlin, and Marchment. All left in the offseason. So Stars fans, I mean, Dallas Stars have been doing consistently year over year pretty good.
Oh, they've been great.
Losing those 3 players, people were hesitant, right? Going into the season. And I think that it's kind of worked out in their favor because they've gotten fresh lines. They've gotten new blood with the coach. They're doing pretty good. And I mean, their numbers show for it. They're number 2 in the league. And this would be why they were also given a grade of an A.
Yeah, and I mean, think about players that have needed to step up. Obviously, Jason Robertson is your best player. There's no question. He is the best player over there. And then the addition of Mikko Rantanen last year really propelled that team to a bigger space in the ether, I think. I mean, Wyatt Johnson has 26 points. Miro Heiskanen has 22. Roope Hintz has 20. Tyler Seguin has 17. Like, there are players that are outputting numbers. It's not just 2 guys, which is helpful. And I mean, even goaltending, like, they have fucking Jake Ottinger. Like,
right. And I mean, they're having a really good season. I mean, currently right now they're on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
They're 9-1-3 away, and at home they're 7-4-1. And their shootouts are tied 2-2. So they could go either way with that.
And I mean, dude, even Casey DeSmith in 8 starts in net only has a goals against average of 2.2. That means one of 2 things. Well, we all know Casey DeSmith is a solid goaltender with his time in Pittsburgh. And their defense is on all cylinders.
Yeah.
When you're not giving up goals, I don't know if you guys understand how this works, but not giving up goals changes a lot of shit. I mean, literally look at the Detroit Red Wings. Look at the Chicago Blackhawks. Like, teams that have upgraded their goaltending and see how well they're doing. They're not giving up goals. That's important.
Right. Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I can't disagree with their grade at all. I think it's spot on. Speaking of the Detroit Red Wings, they are next. Things that have gone right for them is Detroit is having the best start in a decade. And it's not for one particular reason, which, I mean, obviously, as I mentioned, goaltending was a key, but it's a group effort delivering from GM Steve Yzerman's vision for the Red Wings. It's a high-skilled, defensively responsible team. Head coach Todd McLellan is maximizing Detroit's potential in his first full season. Defensive buy-in isn't only reflected in stats, such as how the Red Wings average among the fewest shots against per game this season, but how skaters such as Dylan Larkin are thriving, which, again, your best player should absolutely be thriving. The Red Wings captain leads the team in goals and points and has provided invaluable leadership and equally impressive rookies Emmett Fine and Nate Danielson. I listen, even though it says Gibson's been better, this season, or Talbot's been better than Gibson. I don't know. I think an A fits them really well. I mean, they're not exactly high up in divisional, but when you look at, I mean, they're just outside of the. Wow, yep, Ducks just let them come back. Now it's tied.
Oh,
Good job, Peter Mrazek. You're
there he
garbage.
goes.
What was I just saying?
But no, you were saying that the Ducks aren't at the high end of the standings with their position overall in the
Oh, the
league
Red
at
Wings, yeah.
18.
The Red Wings
Um,
are a point out of a wild card spot. Obviously, right now it's a bit jumbled, but they have made leaps and bounds comparative to last season. I mean, you think last year they were on that fringe, but just didn't get over the hump. I'm here for whatever Steve Yzerman is doing. Obviously, Hockey Hall of Famer, Detroit Red Wings legend. The guy knows what he's doing. So yeah, A grade I think is fine for me.
Honestly, I agree. And I think it's also important to point out that the grades aren't based on stats, right?
Yeah.
Solely alone the stats. They're based on everything as a whole. It's a rating of the organization. It's how they did in preseason versus how their current point pace is going. So that's why you'll see a team like the Detroit Red Wings have such a high grade when they're in the bottom half of the overall stand-in. It's because they are pacing better than what was expected in preseason because of what the team has been doing. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I mean they finished with 91 points last year, which comparative to the four teams in their division that made the playoffs.
Right.
They were close, but not enough.
On to the New York Islanders. What's gone right for them? Let's start with the obvious. Matthew Schaefer, the rookie defenseman, arrived better than advertised after New York selected him number 1 in the 2025 draft. Schaefer is an electric at both ends of the ice and takes the important minute. Over 22 minutes per game this guy plays, and it has shown how much confidence that coach Patrick Roy has already given him, and for him to win the Calder Trophy as a favorite. So he's in the running for that, which is huge 20 games into the season. Well, give or take a few games. He's not only an exciting rookie, but Islander fans are buzzing. Maxim Shobanov delivered a breakout 3-point performance to cap off the recent 6-1-0 trip, illustrating why New York coveted the former KHL player, and that's why he's likely to earn a promotion from the fourth line. Beyond these two skaters, the Islanders are getting solid goaltending from Sorokin,
Ilya Sorokin,
and
David Riddick.
Dude, that's a weird name, Riddick.
Yeah,
like Chronicles Riddick. Anyway, and the team has consistently searched for more offense. The New York Islanders top 10 in the NHL for goals. And the efforts of Bo Horvat, having the best in his years and a healthy. Dude, please stop.
Bo Horvat, Matthew Barzal, Kyle Palmieri. You're having a hard time reading names today, so I'm just trying to help.
Google's letting me down. Anyway, they're doing fantastic. The only thing that the Islanders haven't been able to do successfully this season is win on home ice.
Not only that, but they're struggling in the power play.
Yeah, I mean they're having a rough time when not on the road. I mean, their home is 5-6-2. On the road, they're 8-4-1.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously losing Alexander Romanov for what 5 to 6 months after that hit from Rantanen, that's gonna hurt. And I mean, listen, they had a lackluster season last year. Let's not pretend that the Islanders were anything to sneeze at comparative. They finished with 82 points last year. Obviously, Matthew Schaefer has come in and become unbelievable. And we talked about him, I think, a couple weeks ago, to where this kid played like 17 games last year because he got sick and injured, missed his almost his entire final season in the CHL, and gets drafted number 1 and starts lighting it up. I mean, this is, if you're an Islanders fan,
you miss half of your season and still get picked number 1. That's saying something, and he's proven it on the ice. And I mean, the Islanders right now have a goal differential of -1.
Yeah.
You're not far from positive.
No, but that's better than last year. They ended with a -36.
Yeah, which is wild. And for those reasons, They're currently sitting 15th overall in the league, and this is why they've been given a grade of an A.
Yeah, I mean they're tied right now with the Penguins for that spot, and the only reason the Penguins have it is because they beat them recently.
Right.
So I think the Islanders are on the way up. Speaking of the Penguins, they are up next. Things that have gone right. Pittsburgh is arguably one of the season's most surprising contenders, and I agree. Few would have picked the Penguins to be the Eastern Conference playoffs mix at the quarter season mark. This is a different Penguins team under first-year head coach Dan Muse, who's pushing all the right buttons. Muse's system brings out the best in Pittsburgh skaters by giving them freedom to operate, and that's paid off in the Penguins' growing confidence. Pittsburgh is giving up the second fewest goals this season, ranks top 10 in offense, and has the league's best power play. Penguins goaltending has benefited from the emergence of Arturs Shilos. Shilos, yeah.
That's a hard one.
I know how they say it. It's not pronounced how it's spelled. And the improved Tristan Jarry. Basically, all systems are go for Pittsburgh. They do have a problem closing out games. That is something that needs to be worked on. Also, Ricard Raquel is out until probably the beginning of next year.
Which is wild.
Due to he broke his hand. I think a lot of the problem, while the goaltending has been a shining light, I really feel like the goaltending has also kind of been a bit of a low light as well. Because while Shilos has done really good for Pittsburgh, Tristan Jarry is a bit inconsistent. He's 7-2 this season, but there are times where I don't want to say he relaxes too much, but there are times I've seen from him that it's little mistakes.
Yeah.
Obviously they're sitting pretty right now with 29 points. They are in the wild card, just outside the top 10 in the league. But this is, again, another team that is improving drastically over last season. Last year, they finished worse than the Islanders. So for that reason, they are given an A, and I agree. I want to see if they can keep this up. That's really, where I'm at.
No, absolutely. And I mean, right now they have a goal differential of +4, and that would have been higher had they not gotten beat 7-2 yesterday at time of recording by the Toronto Maple Leafs, which, out of all the games for me to miss, that had to be the one that I was doing something. And I'm just sitting there and getting dings on my phone, and I'm like,
dude, they were whipping ass. It was crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. But you know what? Good on the Penguins. You guys are doing good. I mean, you guys are on you're a pretty even across the board. They're 6-4-2 at home and 6-3-3 away. They are having the same problem though as the Avalanche, and they're 0-3 in shootouts.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you hope you don't ever have to go to a shootout, but sometimes you do.
Well, I mean, I see one team on this list that they want to go to a shootout because they're 5-0. We'll get to them a little bit later. But up next on the docket, we have the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina isn't the league's most exciting team, but it is one of the best for the reason the Hurricanes thrive with head coach Rod Bryan-Armour's structure that emphasizes smother and defensive play. Their offense is what?
Brind'Amour.
Brind'Amour.
Rob Brind'Amour.
Whatever. Stop having weird last names, please. Let's see. Their offense has been really exciting this season through the rankings. Second overall, thanks to the potent Seth Jarvis, who leads the team in goals, a slippery Sebastian Aho, pacing Carolina in points, and the always steady Jordan Staal. Goaltender Petrov Kochekov, I got that one.
Fuck yeah,
has been excellent in net amid starter Frederik Andersen's tough start. Overall, the Hurricanes are deep, detailed, and disciplined. It's no wonder they have lost consecutive games only once this season. They're doing pretty good. They're overall, let's see, they're number 6 in the stand-ins with a goal differential of +15. They're 1-1 in shootouts. Their home games are 7-3-1, which is great. Away is 8-4-1, which is just as fantastic. They're doing pretty good. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with them saying that Kochetkov is really saving them. He's 4-0 with a goals against average of 1.7. Freddie Andersen's 5-6-2 this season with a goals against average of 3.08. So and Kochetkov has a shutout, Freddie doesn't. I mean, this is uncharacteristic for Freddie Andersen. I mean, it's kind of mind blowing. And the bigger question this year was to be how would they replace Martin Necas, because they traded Necas last year to Colorado,
Yeah.
to get Rantanen for what, 8 games?
Nothing. Yeah.
And then he went to Dallas. Like,
Yeah.
so a lot of people had a lot of questions. And I mean, while they're not, the best team in the league, they are second in their division, and they have been playing pretty solid. I mean, 5-3-2 in their last 10. I mean, that's not the best, but they're getting points out of it.
Yeah.
You got 7 games worth of points.
Now, my question is, with Andersen, he's already had a concussion this season, and his numbers haven't been doing really well. So what happens if he's out for the rest of the season? Kochetkov can't be expected to carry the whole load.
Well,
Do
obviously
you
they're
think
going to
Carolina is going to
bring a
have to pick up
backup.
another goalie?
Oh, they'll bring in a backup, probably someone from the AHL.
Yeah.
But I mean, at what point do you decide to swap roles and start playing Kochetkov more? Because
that's what
if
I'm saying.
he's doing good, I love Freddie. Freddie's a former Duck. I love him. He's a great goaltender. But it's okay to we're gonna start Kochetkov a couple extra games, because at that point what you're doing is you're allowing whatever the fuck is plaguing Freddie right now to help
give him a
him
break.
work out of it. Because if you let him do the work off the ice, you'll see the improvements on the ice. And right now, I think Freddie's in a position, headspace wise, where he's frustrated. Yeah. He's not playing his best, and it's hurting the team in some aspects. So it's like, I would like to see maybe Kochetkov get some more starts, see if that helps Freddie get out of his funk, so it's less burden on him to start every game.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I agree with that.
But I agree with A-. I think it's a good grade.
Yeah. I would say with all of that, they earned themselves an A-.
Speaking of A-, the New Jersey Devils, who are currently leading the Metropolitan Division with 33 points and a 16-8-1 record. Things that have gone right is their star-studded offense has been producing a solid rate this season. Jack Hughes, before he cut his hand, has 20 points through 17 games. Jesper Bratt has 21 through 21. Nico Hischier is still capable of being one of the league's premier two-way centers. Their goaltending is another strength off of veteran Jake Allen, who is who has an excellent handle on the increased workload this season. Meanwhile, defenseman Simon Nemec has blossomed finally, and taken a bit longer to hit his stride, but it was a number 2 overall pick in 2022. Sometimes it takes a little extra, but he's taken on the heavy workload, and that has only amplified how good the Devils are this season. I think things that are going wrong is injuries. I mean,
yeah,
you've got whatever issue with Jack Hughes at that restaurant, that freak accident that happened on the dinner table.
Do you think we'll ever figure out what happened, or are they just gonna sweep this under the rug and be like, no alcohol was involved and no sharp objects?
I don't know, and that's a good question. I mean, it's not just him that's out. Evgeny Dadonov is out. He's probably going to miss what sounds like the rest of the season. Brett Pesce is out right now. He's on long-term IR. Zach McEwen is out too. Like, they've got some injuries, and I think once they can get that squared away, especially getting Jack back, I mean, this is a team that made the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
they're expected to be good with how good they are. A- is great. But it's
very interesting though, because if you look at their stats, home they're 9-1-1, and away they're 7-7-0.
Well, and I can tell you what's hurting them severely is, it's awesome that Jake Allen has stepped up. But what's not awesome is the goalie they're paying a ton of money is also not doing well. Jacob Markstrom, 7-4-1, but a goals against average of 3.6.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a save percentage of .874. That's brutal. And you're the number 1 guy.
Right. but they're 2-0 in shootouts.
Yeah, I mean, hey, not a bad start.
So, 1-on-1 he's good, but 5-on-5, not doing too good.
BU next.
BU too. Speaking of Bs, no more A's. We're now in the Bs. And who best to lead the Bs than the double Bs themselves, the Boston Bruins?
Sorry, it's a reflex. I live in New England.
Yeah, right. Boston Bruins are currently rated at a B+, and they were supposed to be in the Atlantic Division basement dwellers, but plot twist, they've actually got one of its top contenders, which I'm surprised as well because they're going through a rebuild, like all Boston sports.
Yeah, I don't know.
right now,
We're rebuilding except for Charlie McAvoy's jaw.
Yeah, literally, dude. That is the favorite term to come out of Boston sports is rebuild. I fucking hate that. They're actually one of the top contenders. Full credit to the first-year head coach Markham Strum for implementing the defense-first structure that Boston has embraced enough to mitigate some of its strings. From high top centers, Elias Lindenholm sitting out as one of the most seasoned most of the season due to a lower body injury. Then we have Nikita Zerkodov, douchebag. And I'm gonna
Homie, are you okay? You are having the worst time with
this man.
You have not gotten a name right.
Yes, I have. I don't like this man. I'm not pronouncing his name right. He's been particularly strong, douchebag. Just bleep over that. Bringing the Bruins presence to the bruising presence to the Bruins blue line. That's
a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? There are a lot of B's in this section of B's.
Yeah, they're doing that on purpose.
I know they are. He definitely loves his friggin' penalties because, boy, he's been scoring a lot of them. But Boston has also been benefiting from Jeremy Swayman's return. See, you got that one right.
Whitest name there.
And the team's top 10 overall in power play and penalty kills. The Bruins weren't expecting the powerhouse to be up front, but David Pastrnak has been the usual dynamic self with Morgan Geekie as his buddy and offensive star, except I did chuckle when Geekie scored a goal on himself. That was funny.
That's classic Morgan Geekie.
That was funny. So obviously, like you just said, McAvoy is out indefinitely after taking a puck to the face, like a true hockey player spitting his tooth out right on the ice.
Been multiple out. He had to actually have surgery on his jaw.
Reconstructed his jaw. Like, I think they said the slap shot was like 92 miles an hour or something
like that. And it deflected off of someone's stick.
Right into his jaw. Like, dude, that hit was wild.
That was brutal. I was like, glad Charlie's okay, because holy shit, man.
Yeah. But, I mean, statistically, like, the Bruins, I mean, overall for the league, they're number 12. They're a goal differential of -3.
Second in their division.
I mean, that could change now that Swayman's back in full force and getting the demons out of his head, and he's back to a good mental state. They're 6-4-4 and away. They're 5-2-4. That was the Golden Knights. Oops. They're 9-5-0 away, home, and 6-7-0 away with they're 2-0 in shootouts. So they're not doing too bad.
Yeah, and I mean Swayman, while the win-loss numbers aren't really there, I mean 2.62 goals against is nice for a guy who was on a career year 2 years ago. Like,
absolutely.
I'd like to see the consistency come back. He struggled last year, and I mean, what do I need to say about David Pastrnak? I mean, Pastrnak's got 29 points already this season, so like, I don't think I need to say anything about the Bruins' best player. This team is surprisingly turned around this year. Second in their division, they look good. 5-5 in the last 10. I think this could be something, or they could fall apart. Like, we're obviously entering the second quarter of the season, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I think B minus or B plus? B plus. Yeah, it's a solid rating.
And it's going to be interesting because when we do our midseason review, that's going to be at the All-Star break, the Olympics, stuff like that in February. So,
who knows?
A lot's going to change by then. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Speaking of other surprising teams, the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have seemingly become a brand new team over this season. there were a lot of questions that needed to be answered, and it seems like they're finally building a team around Connor Bedard. Obviously, the upgrade in net with Spencer Knight has been a huge, huge help for this team. They have rocketed themselves into a very favorable position right now, not too far outside of the playoff picture. The only downsides is finding cohesion within their defensive structure remains a bit of an issue. They're expected to have problems, obviously, with losing a lot of players and injuries. But their top four defensemen in terms of minutes played are younger than 24. And two of them are rookies. This is a very young team.
Yeah.
Obviously,
and you know what though? Statistically,
like,
they're pretty even, you know?
yeah.
Like they a little bit more secret in the sauce in the secret or whatever, and they'll be a good team. They'll rocket to the top. They're even, you know?
I'll put it to you this way. They finished last year with a goal differential of -70. This year they're up at +5.
Yeah, that's huge.
But I'm telling you, goaltenders change a lot of things. Spencer Knight has kind of shown up. A B+ I think is very fair for this team. I can't really say anything other than, yeah, Spencer Knight's got a 2.48 goals against average, a 7-5-4 loss record, win-loss.
Yeah.
So that's a great start for them.
And in the league, they are ranked 26, so they are towards the bottom, but still doing pretty good.
But they're only two points out of a playoff spot, so anything can happen.
Right.
You know,
and that's the thing about hockey that makes it so great is, yes, they are one of the worst teams, the bottom 10 of the NHL league, but you said they're 2 points away from a playoff spot.
2 points away from a wild card spot.
You know, you got to remember this game it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
So on to the next one. We have the Montreal Canadiens, which honestly surprises me that they're not an A. And they've been given a B+. Montreal didn't really think that rookie Jacob Dubes was going to be a good backbone for their early season success, but the Rising Stars become exactly that by outperforming Sam Montembeault in one of the league's breakout netminers. Dubes has been aided by the Canadiens' more consistent defensive effort. Montreal didn't really pay enough attention to that end of the ice last season, and it hurt them. Now the Canadiens have been stronger through the neutral zone and played a tighter gap to limit rush chances. They've been doing so good. And the Canadiens' top skaters have also been delivered. You have Cole Caulfield, already notching up 13 goals. Nick Suzuki. Yeah, Suzuki. Yeah, okay. I was like, holy shit, I know this one. Compiling 22 points in his first 20 games, which is unfriggin' believable. The Montreal Canadiens are currently 14th in the league. They are 6-5-1 home, 7-3-2 away. And their biggest weakness right now, they're 0-2 on shootouts. So I think that will help them. They have a goal differential of -5.
Yeah, and I mean, the only thing that's really hurting them is injuries. Caden Gooley's out 8 to 10 weeks. Alex Newhook is out. Kirby Dach is out. Obviously, we're not quite sure how long Patrick Laine is going to be out, probably the rest of the season. That's the only thing that's hurting them. But other than that, I expect this. This is what I expect to see from Montreal. They made it into the wild card spot last year. They made the playoffs. Now, here's what you do. You build on this. That team was already good last year. Cole Caulfield's a stud. And the Montreal Canadiens fans better be thanking the shit out of the Vegas Golden Knights for giving up Nick Suzuki, who is an animal. Goaltending has been unbelievable this year for them. Marty St. Louis is looking like a fucking genius behind that bench right now. So yeah, I probably would have given them an A, because this is what I'm expecting to see from them.
Well, and they're third in the Atlantic division right now. Yeah. So even though in the overall standings they're 14th, they're still 3. They have a playoff spot.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's a well-deserved B+.
Speaking of teams that also made a nice turnaround that are in the playoffs right now, if the season were to end today, the Philadelphia Flyers, Rick Tocchet's group's finding a way to win, and that's big. They've got a lot of help on defense. They've hovered near the top 10 in goals against per game. That has rubbed off on their penalty kill too, which is near the top of the league. Goaltenders, Dan Vladar has been surprisingly reliable this year as a starter. But the big thing that I want to talk about is the acquisition for them for Trevor Zegras, who has lit up the team in ways I wasn't expecting. 9 goals and 15 assists through 24 games. That is quite the amazing turnaround and start for him. As he struggled last year in Anaheim. What I think is going to hurt them most is Matvei Michkov, who was their big, massive top 10 pick last year. He's taken, or 2 years ago, he's taken a step back. He's struggling a little bit. He's got 9 points in the first 19 games, which, I mean, is tough for a young player. We've seen this. This is a major step forward from last year, where they finished literally at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Right now, they're in a wild card spot. 14, 7-3, 31 points, 5-0 in the shootout, which is incredible. I think a B+ is actually a great grade for this team.
No, absolutely. And like, you got to think about it. Michkov's only 20 years old.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's a rookie. He's got time to learn and grow. So taking the step back may be beneficial to his long-term career.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Philadelphia Flyers are ranked 9th overall in the NHL standings. They are 8-3-2 at home, 6-4-1 away, and they are 5-0 on shootouts. That's disgusting. They're the best team in shootouts in the NHL right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to step to Philly right now.
No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. Speaking of teams that have kind of, again, the Bees seem to be teams that have kind of surprised the hell out of everyone. We got the San Jose Sharks, who are currently given a B+, which is surprising because in the NHL, they're actually not doing too bad compared to where they were last year. They're 22 in the league standings. Any conversation around the Sharks at this moment is one that requires a level of nuisance. Their current projection has been the pace to finish with more than 80 points for the first season since 2018-2019 season, which was also the last time they had a playoff appearance. They've seen progress with their young core of what? You
said nuisance. I was like, what? Nuance.
I'm
so confused.
Yaroslav Askarov, William Eklund, and Will Smith. That's fucking, I love that name. Will be their veterans to continue help in ways that can and can't be measured. There's an entirely different conversation that can be held about Macklin Celebrini. Yes, Celebrini has been doing good, and he's among the league leaders in points, but he could be playing his way to the Canadian Olympic team, which, what we learned from Four Nations last year, can cause injuries that affect the rest of your.
Because he's at almost 40 points, 26 games into the season.
That's disgusting. I mean, this is why we talk about Macklin Celebrini all the time.
Celebrini done.
Yes, I mean, and you know what? He is giving San Jose a fighting chance.
I'd say.
Now, I mean, he found his rhythm, you know?
They're tied right now for a wild card spot with Utah. This team is already leagues better than they were last year. Last year, this team finished with a goals differential of -105.
So right now, Celebrini is on pace for 121 points this season if he holds current to what he's doing, and he will surpass Joe Thornton for the most in a single season at 114 points.
Which is nuts because Joe Thornton's a Hall of Famer. So
right now.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartely with this. I mean, there are some things that they need to work on. They need to work on closing out games. That's a big one.
They got to tighten up their goals. Their goal differential of -10 right now.
But comparative to, they're about 95 less goals this season than they allowed last year. So
yeah,
I am thoroughly impressed with the Sharks. And honestly, hockey in California is better when all 3 teams are good.
Dude, and they're stepping up this year. It's fantastic to see.
They look great.
I love it.
They look great. I mean, another team that I think also looks great this season is looking for a bounce back. Seattle Kraken. Only the Rangers have committed a higher percentage of their active salary cap to their goalies other than the Kraken. which is crazy because I mean they've got Matt Murray, Joey Dacard, and Philip Grubauer, which are kind of helping them deal with all of their adjustments and things that they've made. Lane Lambert's first season as a coach has seen the Kraken reestablish their defensive identity as one of the stronger teams in the NHL at limiting high danger scoring chances per 60, scoring chances per 60 in 5-on-5 play. What's wrong is they're giving up goals. They are top of the wild card in the Western Conference, but they have a goal differential of -7. I mean, it's tough. That's a hard thing, but I mean, they're scoring 2.5 goals per game will make it harder for them to stay in the hunt for the playoffs because if your goal scoring ability is low and you're having to fight back because your goaltenders are giving up a lot of goals, you're being incredibly counterproductive.
Absolutely. I mean, and right now they have a goal differential of -7. They do great when they're home, but when they're away, they're 5-4-3. They're struggling, and they're 0-3 in shootouts. They got to tighten that up.
Yeah, big time. But B+ I think is a fair grade for them.
Yeah. On the next team, one that I recently had the privilege of visiting their stadium, which was an absolute treat and a fun trip. The Vegas Golden Knights, who also have been given a B+. They're finding defensive continuity without Alexander Pietrangelo. My boy.
Pietrangelo.
I had to bring it back. Scoring goals is important, but there's also a strong belief that the Golden Knights were going to score many of them anyways. And they've had this season losing their number one defensive in Pietrangelo as he recovers from a bilateral femur reconstruction. Creates question about how they would fare without him. Like, dude, that's one hell of a surgery. They've used the first quarter to establish themselves as one of the most consistent defensive structures in the NHL. The Golden Knights have been the top 3 teams this season in terms of allowing the fewest high-danger scoring chances per 60 and shots per 60. Now, the things that have also helped them out is they have picked up Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's been doing pretty good. He's found his way with the Golden Knights. And they also picked up Carter Hart, who, while there was a lot of question into that signing, he's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if I make that move. I don't see a point in making that move. I mean, if you look at their stats on goaltending, I don't necessarily think that he was a player that was really needed much. I mean, Carter Hart's not even playing.
So they picked him up just to sit him on the bench?
He hasn't actually played a game, I don't think.
Oh, well, good for him. Oh, he's currently playing for the AHL affiliates.
Yeah, I was like, he hasn't played a fucking game.
He'll be able to eligible for reinstatement on December 1st. So we will see what he has in the tank after that. Currently, the Golden Knights are at a goal differential of 0. They're even, which is nice to see. They're 6-4-4 at away or home, 5-2-4 away. They're 0-2 in their shutout losses, so they're not doing too good there, but they're on a 1-game win streak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see what the point is for them to sign a goaltender. There's no problem, in my opinion. They're third in their division. They're a game out of the lead. The team looks fantastic. I mean, it's the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So keep doing what you're doing, I guess, you know. Next up is the Columbus Blue Jackets. You know, the biggest thing that you can count on in Columbus is that Zach Werenski is going to deliver. And the Blue Jackets' best player has been exactly that in the start of the season. He is tied for the second most points in the team, having notched his 400th career point earlier this month, and he plays nearly 27 minutes a game. I mean, you've got a lot of great young players. Kirill Marchenko, Dmitry Voronkov, and Adam Fantilli are showcasing promising. Columbus's present and future are on offense. Those youngsters continue to grow and mature into their individual games. The Blue Jackets have had noticeable scoring in success on 5-on-5 as well. It's been spectacular, especially goaltender Jet Greaves, who has played well. For the most part, he has done well. The biggest struggle for them is on special teams. They are having a hard time with the power play and one of the worst penalty kills in the league. That is a huge issue for them. And I mean, Jet Greaves he's got a below 3 average when it comes to goals against. He's 24 years old. He's playing a team that was really fucking bad last year. I mean, I don't see a huge problem in Columbus. They're 2 points out of a wild card spot right now. They could clean it up, like I said, on the special teams and probably do a little better defensively. But other than that, I'm okay with a B here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're number 20th in the league for stand-ins. They're -9 goal differential, 5-3-3 at home, 6-6-2 away, and they have a 3-1 in shootouts. So they're doing pretty good there, which is nice to see. Now we have the Los Angeles Kings, who have been in a defensive consistency for the Kings. The playoff teams are going to be judged on what allows them to win or be eliminated. Giving up 20 goals over the final 4 games of their first round series last season against the Oilers and having a 2-0 series lead created quite a few questions about the Kings. Amongst the items that came into question was their defensive structure. They'll probably need to wait until the playoffs to just start definitively answering those questions raised after their 4th straight first round exit. But the way they've started the season, allowing the 5th fewest goals per game, and the least have presented the notion that they're adept to playing close games with goal prevention at the heart of their plan. I mean, right now the Los Angeles Kings are
they're tied with Anaheim right now for the division lead. Like,
yeah, they're number 10 with a goal differential of 2. They are doing really good away, not doing too good home. Home, they're 3-4-3. Away, they're 9-2-4. I think the biggest thing that's going to help them is their shutouts. They're 1-5 on shutouts. Like, holy shit, they get their ass handed to them in shutouts.
But again, this is another team that I expect to continue to be this good because they finished second in the division last year. Like,
yeah,
there was no reason that this team should have taken a step back. Obviously, things are going to change next year because Anze Kopitar is retiring at the end of the year. And he's been their best player for forever. So that's when you look for guys like Quentin Byfield and stuff to step up. But yeah, I mean, you expect this out of LA for sure.
And I mean, the biggest thing that's going to help them is right now they're in the bottom 6 of goals per game on a power play. Yeah. So if they can step up their power play goals and kind of tighten it up on those shootout losses, they're going to rock it. They're going to do so good. And you know what? I think a B is a good kind of middle of the road grade of like, hey, you're doing good, but you can do better.
Yeah. Another team that's kind of in the middle of the road and we expected more from is the Minnesota Wild. Things that have gone right, being able to consistently field the same roster. Injuries took the Wild from having one of the best starts of any team last season to one that they had to fight just to grab a wild card spot. This season has not been much better, but when it comes to context, 8 players appear in every game, which is not good. And 13 of their skaters have played 20 or more games in the first 23 games. Top 3 of the top 4 defensemen in terms of average ice time have played every game. And Jonas Brodin has sat out only 1. But their biggest downfall is they need to score goals. Anyone who follows the Wild knows how hard or how all this works. They struggle to consistently score goals, but can often rely on, or in some cases, rely too much on their defensive structure. It's been a hell of a rough start for them for this season. They are right now 3rd in their division, but man, did they have to really work to get there. They're 8-0-2 in their last 10, capitalizing big time. But they have had a hard time on the road. They've had a hard time outside of regulation as well. I don't know. And having players injured, like Marcus Foligno's not helping to have out. Marco Rossi is out. You know, when they threw all this money at Kirill Kaprizov, it's like you expect him to do something, but it's also at the same point,
for sure.
When does he have to do everything?
Right. And that's the hard thing too, you know? I mean, you expect a lot of the people that are getting paid a lot of money, right?
I mean, he's got 31 points, yeah, and Matt Boldy has 29, but after that, it's there's not a lot of
huge drop off, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-point drop off?
That's wild. You want it to be more of a gradual like decrease, not such a drop. I mean, currently they're number 5 in the league, so they're doing good. They're just again, they're middle of the road where they're doing good, but they could do better, you know?
I think a B is a solid number or a solid grade for them specifically because of the start to the season that they've had. If they can keep this
Yeah,
consistency and lock themselves in the playoffs, it's a totally different story.
for
We
sure.
ignore the fact, but the fact of the matter is the beginning and first quarter of the season has not been pretty for the Minnesota Wild.
So we have the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa's got off to a shaky start before recommitting to head coach Travis Green's defensive structure. It seems like a lot of teams are going with the defensive structure. A lot of teams so far
Well, it's because a
in
lot of teams have been struggling defensively over the past
yeah.
year.
So this shift has been a game changer as the Senators have staked their claim among the Atlantic's top 3 clubs, which is huge. The Senators have given up the third fewest shots against per game this season, and their goals against average has been trending downwards since adapting to the new mindset in late October. This has been very good. I mean, currently the Senators are 16 in the league. They're 6-3-2 home, 6-5-2 away. They're 3-0 in shutouts. They're doing pretty good, and I think that, you know, they just need the biggest thing for them is I think is going to be evening out their points. I mean, they have had trouble scoring with Drake Blatherson. He's been leading with 19 points in 17 games, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Then you have Tim Stutzel and Shane Pinto are all contributing regularly, but Jake Sanderson has been, continues to be a revelation on both ends for Ottawa. And has been especially impactful with Captain Brady Tkachuk still sidelined after getting hurt.
Yeah, neither Kachuk brothers playing right now. And I mean, listen, again, another team you expect to be good, right? Because they made the playoffs last year. They took a massive jump when they picked up Linus Ullmark. And that drastically, we talked about that last year, did we not?
Mm-hmm.
How drastic their goals against average went down.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, goaltending is important when everything else. I mean, I don't see an issue out of this team. I'm fine with their grade. Obviously, not having Brady Tkachuk is hurting them. Tim Stützle is continuing to be the best shooter on that team, and I'm not surprised in any way. There's a lot of talent there, and I wouldn't sleep on Ottawa. Next up is the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning are the Lightning. best way to put that is the best way to put it. Regardless of what the season throws at them, this team adjusts to its circumstances and remains dangerous. Jake Guentzel and Nikita Kucherov pack a 1-2 punch up front led to lead the offense. And Genssel's performance has been particularly strong this season, while the Lightning's depth has been under a microscope. The Lightning also have Anthony Cirelli as an archetype, or
that's a weird word, huh?
I don't fucking know.
Don't ask me.
And Victor Hedman can also go toe-to-toe among the league's best defensemen. Lightning have a solid defensive group overall and dominate in the penalty kill. Things that are going wrong. They're just all the injuries, man. I mean, they have 5 or 4 players on here. I mean, Braden Point's day-to-day. Victor Hedman's hurt. Ryan McDonough's hurt. So it's like bigger names. If they could stay healthy.
Dude, they're relying a lot on call-ups this season, and that's hurting them.
And I mean, it's not hurting them too bad because they're leading the division. They have 34 points. They're in the top 3 in the league. Yeah. But like, it's every year we question: Are the Lightning going to be good? Are the Lightning going to be good? And they always figure it out. The island of relevancy just stays floating in Tampa, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them a huge shout out. They're 8-5-0 for home. They're 8-2-2 away. They're 0-0 for shutouts, so they're not going to shutouts. And they're a win streak of 7.
Yeah, the Lightning are good, man.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, I agree. I think a B is really good, where they're doing good, but they could do better. Next, we're on the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets have also been given a B. Seems like we have a lot of teams middle of the road, which is kind of nice to see that, there's a lot of competition in that area. The Jets can score goals sometimes in bulk, and they can get those goals from different line combinations and defensive pairings in ways that many teams throughout the league can't replicate. The manner in which they've received some offensive contributions from different player combinations that complements how Kyle Connor and Josh Morrissey and Mark Sheffley Shifley. That's
Yeah,
God,
it's
there's a
tough.
lot of
It's a tough one.
They're all averaging more than a point per game, which is wild that you have 3 players averaging more than a point per game. That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Part of the reason behind why they're in the top 12 of goals per game while also boosting the top 10 power plays, knowing that they can generate goals at a high rate, could prove useful upon the news that the 3-time Vezina recipient Connor Hellebuck could sit out up to 6 weeks,
that's gonna
which
hurt
is going
them.
to hurt them so bad. Um, Currently, the Winnipeg Jets, I feel, could be doing better in the standings of the league, but right now they're 24th with a goal differential +6. They're 6-5-0 home, 7-6-0 away. Currently on a 1-game win streak. And Hellebuck, come back soon, buddy. This team really needs your leadership and
Yeah,
your contribution to the team.
and I mean, with the talent level on this roster, the concept of them being a wild card team is fucking mind blowing to me.
Yeah,
They, in my
absolutely.
mind, occupy a top 3 spot every year in the Central. That team is good, but you're
Dude,
missing
they
your
killed last
you're
year.
missing your goaltender. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you're missing your goaltender, and having Hellebuck out is going to hurt them massively.
Absolutely, it is.
Speaking of teams who are struggling, Florida Panthers, they have been having an issue with their 2 big stars missing A, probably the year, and B, a good half of the season. Florida's proved depth and resiliency can be a weapon, or at least helpful. The Panthers are adaptive in the face of injury woes, and the next man up mentality has seen them through it as it has in the past. Players like Sam Reinhart, Anton Lundell, Brad Marchand have all been key pieces to helping keep this team to a semi-reasonable place. I mean, again, teams that are dealing with the injury bug.
Yeah,
You've
plagued by
got,
injuries. This is the prime example.
yeah, Eetu Lastarainen, Matthew Tkachuk, Cole Schwint, um, Alexander Barkov. Like, they're rated a B minus. I mean, this team is brutal. They have 25 points. Um, they are towards the bottom of the league.
Yeah,
25th in the league to be
25th.
exact. Well out of a wild card spot at this present time. I mean, I'd say a B minus is a fair for keeping themselves above water to a point where it's not unattainable this season to get back
Oh,
into the hunt.
absolutely. Yep, I
But
agree.
at the same time, you lost 2 of your big players.
Yeah, and until you can get that injury list clear, you're going to stay on the lower half of this. That's just a reality of what you have.
Yeah.
Currently continuing the downward trend that we are going, we have the Utah Mammoths, who are also at a B minus. There's been enough of a sample size to prove that the Mammoths could have something good with their current roster. A 7-game winning streak was part of the sequence that saw them open in the regular season, winning 8 of their first 10 games. This was a massive start. So why are they only at a B minus? And one of the reasons that they were at the top 5 or giving up the fewest goals per game in the span is because they were a top 5 team when it came up to giving the fewest shots per game. They were also the top 5 for most shots per game, which translated them to being in the top 5 goals per game. There's also been enough of a sample size to prove that the Mammoths still need more, considered how they performed since the 7-game win streak ended on October 28th. That was over a month ago. They've had a pair of 3-game losing streaks. With their second such streak reaching 4, it's a larger part of the sequence that sent them losing 9 of their 12 most recent games. In this span, they are the bottom 4 in terms of goals per game, and in the bottom 10 have given up the most goals per game. Currently, they are ranked number 21 in the league
They're holding
with
the
a
wild card spot right now.
7-3-1. What?
They are holding that second wild card spot in the West.
And that's because of the huge start they had at the beginning. And they felt the first 10 games were fantastic. The last 10 games sucked. How do they turn around the next 10 games?
I think you gotta step it up on offense. I think that's a really big, and obviously right now with Clayton Keller being one of their best players, dealing with the unexpected passing of his father a few days ago, it's like that's also gonna put a damper on some things. I mean, Utah, I think, is here to play, but it's like the article said, I think they just need a little more. They're almost there. But I don't think it's crazy to see them make the playoffs this year. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to think.
No, absolutely not. And I think some of it may have been like arrogance and they kind of got full of themselves and then they kind of had that catch up to them and now they're kind of getting a reality check, and I hope the next 10 games will be different for them.
Another team getting a reality check this season is the Washington Capitals. Obviously, we've all seen the brilliance that is Alexander Ovechkin, and he's not the only veteran that's clearly still getting it done. Um, and Tom Wilson, John Carlson, and Jacob Chikrin have all been really big difference makers, as well as goaltender Logan Thompson, who has been outstanding, ranking among the league's top skaters or starters rather in the save percentage and goals against average. Things that are going wrong. This is not the same team that started last year or that finished atop the Eastern Conference standings last year. It's been very clear. It's more recently that the Capitals have consistently produced at even strength, bolstering their offensive stats accordingly. But their power play is well below average, and their penalty kills bottom 5 in the league. It's that's you can't have that sort of consistency. You really need help on the special team side. And I mean, they're not doing
Absolutely.
awful. They're third in the Metro Division at 32 points, and their goals against averages or their goals against differential wise is looking great at a plus 19 because we've seen greatness from Logan Thompson. But yeah, this doesn't feel like the same explosive team that we saw last year.
Oh, absolutely not. And I think that is why they're rated so low is because they have the potential to be an A, but they're just not stepping up to the plate and showing consistency.
I'd say a C plus is a fair rating for them.
Yeah. Next, we have the Buffalo Sabres, who have been given a grade of a C. They have found the potential hidden gem in goaltender Colton Elias. The Sabres claimed Elias off waiver from St. Louis in October, and he's stepped in recently to help stabilize Buffalo in net. Elias was 3-1-0 in his first 4 games with a .914 save percentage, earning a longer look in his start and role and providing a bright spot amidst an otherwise difficult season. The things that they're doing wrong is they aren't yet close to snapping that historical long playoff drought. Buffalo sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Division early and now are the only making slow progress out of it. The Sabres are leaking defensively. Their offense is top heavy and inconsistent. Plus, their power play is sputtering too often. Injuries have invariably played a role in their struggles. Only a handful of skaters have appeared in games this season, and the Sabres simply have had a depth to make up for and frequently full infamy. It's been hard not to question Coach Lindy Ruff's message has already fallen on deaf ears. If Buffalo can't turn things around, and what happens then? Buffalo is currently ranked 29 in the league with a goal differential of -10.
There's a lot of problems here. They keep trading away great players. They keep just making the same mistakes. It's like they don't want to be good.
Right.
It's what it feels like. I mean, I don't know what to say other than what we've already said about the Buffalo Sabres.
I don't think there's much more to say. They're one of those teams where they're at the bottom for a reason, and until they start making progress, they're going to stay there.
Another team that really needs to step it up is the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
Being a point out of the final wild card spot at this point that's a win for them because much that has been due to Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid both averaging more than a point per game, while others such as Evan Bouchard, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Jack Roslovic have also made offensive contribution. The 2-time defending Western Conference champions have done this before. They've had slow starts, some even slower than what they've encountered this season, and have still reached Stanley Cup Finals. What can go wrong there? What's wrong? Well, the thing about slow starts is it leads to the same questions being asked every season. I feel like this is a Groundhog Day situation. We talked about this last season, a quarter of the way through. They were shit. And while it's great to be the comeback kids, eventually you don't come back. Eventually you start slow and you continue slow. They're at a -14 for a goal differential. 5-2-2 at home. Well, yes, they're tied for a wild card spot. Sure. Show me where you've gotten
how did this
good
team
enough.
make the playoffs last 2 seasons?
Fucking no idea how they managed to do that. Because I mean, right now goaltending is fucking killing them. Stuart Skinner has a goals against average of 3 at a 9-7 record, and Calvin Pickard has a 2-3 record with a goals against average of 4.04. That is ridiculous. And Stuart Skinner is a great goaltender. So he is having a rough year.
Absolutely.
I disagree with a C minus. I would actually go with D personally.
A D? You'd give them a D?
I'd give him a D.
Yeah, I think they're close to that though. Another C minus that hasn't really surprised me with their performance. And I do want to correct myself because I said something earlier about the New York Islanders when I meant it about the New York Rangers, and I'll get that in a second. New York Rangers have a C minus, and they are the ones, not the Islanders, who are struggling to win a game at home, with their home being 2-8-1, their away being 11-4-1, with a goal differential of +1. They've had a superior defensive team under the first-year coach Mike Sullivan that has kept them afloat. The Rangers are one of the NHL's stingiest teams, averaging 2.65 goals against per game, and that's credit to many of the New York skaters playing one of the best defenses of their career. The things that are going wrong is they can't get enough goals, which might be an understatement. And losing almost every friggin' home game this season has been wild.
2 wins at home. That's the opposite of what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to win at home.
Yes. And that's just not doing a good thing to them. It's a good thing that New York has shut down the opponents defensively, because Sullivan has yet to find an answer for the sputtering offense. Fittingly, it's made New York a team without a clear identity. They don't know what's going on. They need to find themselves, and this is why they are at a C minus.
Well, again, we've been talking about this last year too, right? Like, how many players from the Rangers now play for other teams? I can think of 2 right now in Anaheim.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of problems there. The Rangers are in trouble, and that's too bad because Igor Shesterkin has been keeping them afloat in net. And I mean, Jonathan Quick has done pretty well too. A team that is
this one hurts.
Disappointing.
This hurts.
I don't really know if I want to go into. We're not even going to read this because we don't even need to. But at a C minus rating as the Toronto Maple Leafs, I'm just going to say it for all the cool things that they've done. I think Maple Leafs fans are a little upset with themselves right now because Mitch Marner was clearly more important than they thought he was. This team is 9th in the Eastern Conference at a record of 11-11-3. They have a goal differential of -4. They are 3-7 on the road.
Yeah, not doing too good right now.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I think a lot of it follows back on injuries. Austin Matthews was out, Stolarz went out, Nines went out. We had a lot of people go out. A lot of our friggin' team is sitting out on injuries right now.
Right now, Brandon Carlo's out, Chris Tanev is out, Anthony Stolarz is out, Simon Benoit is out, Oliver Ekman-Larsson is day-to-day.
Yeah, Matthews came back, and they won against the Penguins last night 7-2.
And Austin Matthews is also struggling. He has 17 points in 20 games, where William Nylander has 32. Tavares, Nyes, both above 25. Like,
Nylander is carrying the team on his back right now, and Toronto knows it.
Oh, yeah, and they have to. But goaltender-wise, it's not looking great. Obviously, Joseph Woll has been dealing with family matters. Dennis Hildeby has done the best he can.
Him and Stolarz both being out and having shitty starts to the season.
Hildeby's doing the best he can, but holy fuck, what happened?
Yeah, dude, I have no idea, and I hope that for the next 75% of the season, the next 60 plus games, they get their shit together, because it's been rough.
Well, it's gonna get rougher for the Canadian teams, because that was all we had for C's.
Yeah, now we're heading to the best grades, the D's, and we're going to start off with everyone's favorite, the Calgary Flames. I don't think there's anything to talk about what's going right for their season, because it's not been going good. They are ranked 31 in the league with a goal differential of -16. Their struggles in the offensive zone have played a significant part of why the Flames have alternated between having either the worst record in the NHL or one of the worst marks in the league. They're averaging 2.10 goals per game throughout their early portion of November, but their recent 3-game winning streak has seen them averaging 4.66 goals in those victories, which has raised them to an average of 2.38 goals per game. Don't get too excited though. Now, this is the second lowest average goals per game in the NHL. It is figured that also makes them one of the most offensively challenged teams in the NHL. The Flames' current goal per game average would be in the bottom 200 teams of all time in terms of a single goals per game season.
And you know what's crazy is this team tied with St. Louis last year, just missing the wild card.
Right. What the dude? Whole NHL got flipped on its head.
And here's the crazy thing, dude. Dustin Wolf is 6-12 in net. 6-12.
That's disgusting. Get him out of there.
I mean, it's not going great. And there's no offensive output. Nazem Kadri is the only one, and he's just above 20 points. Nazem Kadri's 21 points. Rasmus Anderson, fucking 18 points. Matt Coronado, 14. Morgan Frost, 14. Jonathan Huberdeau has 12 points. Mackenzie Weegar, 5. These are guys that are playing full fucking season so far.
Yeah.
Like, it could not go more wrong in Calgary. Like, this is horrendous.
But buckle up, because it only gets worse from here.
Speaking, let's keep going west in Canada for the Vancouver Canucks, rated with a D. Again, not a lot has gone right. It's a big thing that has helped them, though, is the emergence of Kiefer Sherwood, who went from having 19 goals in his first season with the Canucks to scoring 4 times in those 6 games as part of a month in which he finished with 9 goals. What's going wrong? Nearly everything since October 21st. That's when the Canucks went on the first of what has been 3-game losing streaks, along with a rash of injuries that has greatly altered their lineup. They are 8th in the Western Conference when it comes to wild card. They have 23 points, 10, 13, and 3. Their goal differential is minus 16.
16, yeah.
It really, everything that could go wrong essentially feels like it's going wrong. And that is unfortunate for this team. I mean, you'd think that there are still enough pieces there to make it work, but clearly it's not. I mean, Thatcher Demko has not looked great in net. Kevin Lankinen has looked worse in net. And Evander Kane has 44 penalty minutes, but 14 points. Like, Quinn Hughes...
Priorities are a little bit mixed up there, huh?
Yeah, it should be the opposite, but I mean, it's Evander Kane. Quinn Hughes can't carry the team. Elias Pettersson can't carry the team. Like, again, a lot has gone wrong. There's a lot of great players that can put forth some sort of offense, and they're struggling. Brock Besser was the team's leader last year, and he's doing shit, so like...
Oh, absolutely. And as we continue the struggle bus of the NHL, we're going to go to the next one, which is the St. Louis Blues, who have been given a grade of a D-. They've had one of the most disappointing starts in the NHL. They were a playoff team that used the offseason to add a 25-goal scorer of, is it Pius Suter?
Pius Suter, yeah.
Pius Suter, to a group that had 7 returning players who reached double-figure goals last season. But they've gone through the first quarter of the 3rd fewest points in the NHL. They're averaging the 5th fewest goals per game while residing at the bottom 10 per shots per game. Their goaltending has disrupted their defensive structure by having the 4th lowest team save percentage in all situations and the 5th worst 5-on-5 play. The Blues came into Monday 5 points adrift of the final wild card spot, which is the idea of what happens in the near future could determine if they're even a playoff team or disdain for one of the lotteries. They're currently ranked 28th with a goal differential of -23. They are the second worst in the NHL with a goal differential.
Well, and Jordan Binnington has a goals against average of 3.11. Joel Hofer has a goals against average of 3.45. So like,
and it's crazy because those are both good goalies.
No, Binnington has been.
Sure, he's an asshole. But look at what yes, he's an asshole, but he did good last year.
He did decent last year.
Better than what he's doing now.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, again, a team that made the playoffs. It's there's so many questions surrounding what the fuck is happening here.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that we saved the best for last. Chris, take it away on this long journey this list has been.
The worst team
and only team
to receive an F grade is the Nashville Predators. I love where it says what has gone right. Well, they have an above average or they have above league average penalty kill, so there's that at least.
At least.
What has gone wrong? Well, let's take a look. They are the worst team in the NHL by a nice little chunk. 8-13-4 scored 20 fucking points. A goal differential of -28. It could not be any worse. I mean, goaltending. Let's take a look at goaltending. UC Saros, not doing great. I don't know what's worse, him or Eustace Anunen, who has a goals against average of almost 4 at 3.94.
Yikes.
I mean, scoring. Ryan O'Reilly has 18 points. Phil Forsberg, 17. Like, there is no output. They are not scoring. They are very lapsed on defense. Their goaltending is falling apart. Everything that could fucking go wrong is going wrong. And this is 2 years in a row that we have seen a team that should be unstoppable when they added Jonathan Marchessault and they added Steven Stamkos, and they are in the fucking basement. Like,
you don't get worse than this. I mean, This is... I would be upset to be a Preds fan.
I'd be upset to be a Ducks fan too, because we just lost 5-3.
Damn.
We were up 2-0 at one point.
Being 2-0 at the top.
Goaltending, what did I say?
That's true. And you know what? I want to thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out. I know that was kind of a longer episode, longer segment than what we normally do, but we think it's important to kind of focus and talk about the statistics, because stuff like this, this is going to make or break your team for the rest of the year. And we're going to check in at the 50% mark, and then we're going to check in right before playoffs. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You want to round this out with the newest great segment?
I will allow you to do it this week because I made the suggestion for this, which buckled up to be a longer episode than normal. So as a thank you, I'll let you do it this time.
Well, with that being said, we are going to round out with the ever glorious Swiss cheese of the week. And that goes to you, Detroit Red Wings goaltender Cam Talbot, who played 3 games, had a goals against average of 3.69, went 0-2, and gave up 11 goals.
Ouch.
Brother man, this is like your 13th team. We love you, Cam, but fuck.
You know what's the crazy thing? Detroit Red Wings have a goal differential of -12.
Yeah. We found 11 of them. right here.
Damn. And they're also on a 2-lose streak. Gee, I wonder who was in goal for those.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I know it's not going well with Gibson like you hoped, but Cam, dude.
Ouch.
That is brutal. I mean, he saved 56 of 67. He took a good amount of shots on goal, but Igor Shesterkin faced 114 and only gave up 9. So...
Right. So, Cam, congratulations. You were joining the elite, the stinkiest, the goalies with the most holes.
That
Welcome
sounds
to the Swiss
sexy.
Cheese of the week. Isn't it great?
It sounds intimate. Goalie with the most holes. Ooh, my friend.
You have more holes than the net behind you.
I think I would say, again, what did I say last week? Oh, get you some Flex Seal. I'm gonna cover up those fucking holes that you've clearly got going through your uniform and your pads.
Get some silly string. Maybe that'll help too. Because goddamn,
It's bad. It's real
Anyway.
bad.
Congratulations, Cam.
Yeah, you
Well, Chris?
sucked enough to get recognized by a bunch of nerds. Congratulations.
And enjoy the hat. Enjoy the hat you're now wearing.
Yeah. Enjoy this lovely
earned it,
cheesehead. Well, I think that is all we have for you today. A bit longer of an episode, but obviously coming with having 32 teams in the league, you come to expect that. So I hope you enjoyed everything that you saw today. If you have any thoughts, let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. What teams are a surprise and what teams are a disappointment to you so far this season? If you have not already, make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, let you know anytime we upload anything new. Make sure you're checking us out in the socials. All of that will be in the description. And until the main podcast, we will see you guys later.